Hello, I'm Diane Schumacher. Welcome to Dragon's Lair Update. We're kicking off the show's 9th season by checking in on our fall programs ahead of next week's Region 20 tournaments. First up is men's soccer. Howard Community College takes on Ocean County College. Let's go to Gary Williams.
Howard Community College will be looking to redeem itself following a disappointing start to 2017. The Dragons scheduled tough, opening in New Jersey against Division I JUCO heavyweight Rowan Burlington. Then ventured to Long Island for a date with perennial Division III national contender Suffolk County. Howard lost both games by an aggregate score of 6-1. Ocean County College enters the contest with a 1-0 record. The Vikings compete in one of the country's best Division III JUCO soccer regions. Region 19's representative has reached the national semifinal round or better in each of the last 2 seasons. Howard and Ocean tango next. Let's go to the Dragon's Lair. First half, free kick for Howard CC. Francisco Fuentes serves it into the box. Keeper gets there, but fails to punch it out of harm's way. Daniel Fuentes. Jared Simowicz with a rebound attempt. Dragons put the pressure on, but come up empty. Howard dominated possession for the first 15 minutes. Now Ocean's beginning to settle into the game. 10 in black, Christian Alfaro sees Steve Amankwa. Hits him in stride, waltzing into the box, but Amankwa's touch is too strong. Robert Andrade with the throw. Doug Jensen. Howard has to scramble back on defense. Tremendous ball through to Cedric Cook. Drew Myers tracks back and slams the door shut. Goal kick for the Vikings, 50-50 ball. Eduardo Sanchez, his touch sets up a chance for Ocean. 5 in black, Bryce Waller wins the race to the ball and concedes the throw-in. 30 minutes into the match, Ocean has started to insert itself. The Vikings now appear to have the momentum, looking strong on the ball as well. Ocean, however, has yet to truly test Howard's keeper. Vikings possession, final third. Doug Jensen goes down just outside the penalty area, setting up a chance for Ocean County. Ensuing set piece, Matt Singh over the wall, Simon Bradford with the save. Here's the corner, Singh. Jensen, Francis Amankwa with the clear. Second half now, Steve Amankwa dispossesses John Ortiz. Alfaro ahead to Simowicz. Dribbling, and he's fouled. Ensuing free kick. Daniel Fuentes puts a strike on target. Robert Andrade can't make the clean catch. Dragons possession the ball, dictating the action and testing the keeper. Howard possession. Gabriel Rojas. Adam Russo. Here come the Dragons. Alfaro dribbling through Ocean's defense. Still Alfaro. Wins a corner for HCC. Here it comes. Falls to Rojas. Vikings survive. Ensuing throw-in. Simowicz controlling the ball. Able to break free from Nick Hund. Sends it in. Alfaro scores! Howard breaks through in the 70th minute. Jensen launches the free kick deep. Bradford vacates the goal and puts an end to the chance. Jensen delivers a beauty into the box, just not enough quality in the final third for Ocean. Howard holds on for the first win of the season. Let's send it down for the post-game reactions.
It was obviously a good feeling, my first goal of the season. I hope there's a lot more to come, but that first goal, it's always good to have it first and get it out the way. He's a good cross from Jarrett. Got to give it up to him. It was a good cross, and all I had to do was really move my head.
What did Coach Dragonoff say to you and the team and your teammates at halftime today?
Coming from the last 2 games, we played a little. I don't know the word is. We didn't play compact. This game, Coach really emphasized about being compact, pushing from the back, pressing the team high up, and I think we did that, especially in the second half. We controlled the ball a lot. I think that's why we were able to get the balls on the sides, and then Jared's cross again. That's probably the reasons why we got that ball in that goal.
What does this win do for your whole team's confidence, just getting a win here?
It's a win. Morale is probably going up. Coming from this weekend in New York, we were pretty down. This is going to help us in for next week. Nova's going to be really tough, and we know that. So this win, boosts our morale a lot.
So what made you want to come to Columbia, Maryland, play soccer here for Coach Dragonoff?
Coach actually recruited me last year. I said no, I went somewhere else. But the facilities here are great. It's unbelievable. It's probably the best in the county. The turf field, you got the big field there. You got this beautiful Bermuda. So just the facilities are amazing here.
So what are you and your teammates looking to accomplish this season?
We're taking it step by step. We definitely think we got a good team. Technically wise, coach has said it. We have a really good team. So hopefully, go step by step, see how far we get. Want to get into playoffs, see how far we get in there.
Drew, take me inside the camaraderie of this team.
I mean, we're all one big group together. After this past weekend in New York and New Jersey, we were all really low because of the 2 losses. But I think we all got together in the locker room before this game and really just said, let's go out there and get a win, make Coach happy.
Tell me a little bit about the bus ride after the 2 losses coming back down south. What was being discussed amongst you and your teammates?
Not much was said on that bus ride because it was about 5 hours for us, and no one really wanted to talk after those 2 losses. We were all really down on ourselves. But once we got off and we got our day off, the next day of practice, we went right to it before the game today, and we went out here and got our win.
Talk about just the shifts in this game and how your team was able to just build confidence and then finally score the goal you were looking for.
Well, in the first half, we really dominated them on possession-wise. I think we just had to adjust their aggressiveness and their size. And then the second half, we started really slow. But eventually we picked it up, and we got our goal eventually. We knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time.
So when Coach Dragonoff was addressing the team at halftime, did that change the team's momentum or their mindset at all, do you think?
I definitely think it did because he boosted our morale up by saying how well we were playing. We just needed to get the goal and pack it in and stay more compact as a team, and he gave us a lot of confidence going out in the second half.
It's time now for women's soccer. Division III Howard Community College takes on Division I College of Southern Maryland. Howard returns 6 starters from last year's team, which finished as Region 20's runner-up. 4 of its returning sophomores make their mark on the defensive end. The Dragons have won 2 straight entering this match, and their experience in the back seems to be paying off. Howard allowed just 1 goal during that 2-0 stretch. College of Southern Maryland posted a winning record in 2016. However, the good news ends there, as the Hawks will only field 10 players against the Dragons. Howard looks to take care of the shorthanded Hawks next. Let's go to the highlights. Second minute, Sarah Yao breaks up the clear and sends it in the direction of Caitlin Lewis. College of Southern Maryland comes out swinging. The shorthanded Hawks take the lead. Late in the first half, corner kick for Howard. Lee McDonald takes it. Back to McDonald, and she rifles it by the keeper with her left. We're tied. 32 minutes remaining in the first half. Alina Walters. Jasmine McConnell. Ahead for Nikki Vieira. Here's a chance for HCC. Vieira. Lydia White, after being stunned early. Howard is in control of the action. Dragons possession game on display. Not enough on that clear. Kelsey Scott. Caitlin McDaniel sends it in. Vieira jumps on the loose ball and finishes it just in time. Hawks looking to clear. McDonald wins it back for Howard. Goes by Lewis. No pressure on McDonald. She tries her luck. McDonald, what a hit. 4-1 Howard. Second half, Devin Bazzioni dispossesses Lewis. Through to McDaniel, running free into the box. What a save, denied by Jasmine Summers. 4 minutes remaining. Brittany Nixon with the header. Brittany Wortman. Dragons have won back possession. Vieira slices it through the CSM back line to McDaniel, and she places it inside the far post. Howard picks up a Maryland JUCO win on the road. Dragons improve to 3-1 on the season.
Lee, talk about your goal. Was it like 25 yards out?
Oh, yeah. So it was just a breakaway from the back, and I just got the opportunity to try to take one and got lucky over the top.
Lee, talk about the technical skill of this team and how it compares to maybe some other clubs or high school teams you play with.
So I think we're doing really well. We're working on passing the ball around, creating stuff out of the back, and making sure that we're using the ball to just play to each other and just use our energy that way and just conserve our energy and work as a team, as a unit, to move the ball around the field cohesively.
Coach Seagroves was talking about the numbers of this team and how the team has to really be conditioned. Are you happy with where the team is, with conditioning as a whole?
Yeah, we've definitely been working really hard in the preseason. Every game is working closer and closer, starting to get more and more fit as we get further into the season. So I think, we're just continuing to work on that. I think we're doing really well right now, but we can definitely get better and better.
What does this win in particular today, what does this win do for the team?
I think it motivates us going forward. It gives us a little bit more confidence. We're working towards a goal of going to nationals this year, so we really just want to keep building and building. So these wins are really good confidence builders for us.
So the nationals, where does that goal come from? Did you come in that way, or is that something that Coach instilled in you?
A little bit of both. I think all of us, obviously, we all want to be successful, and then Coach has told us about how great the Experience Nationals is, and I think we all really want that for the team and for each other.
So what made you want to come here and play soccer at Howard for Coach Seagroves?
They have a good record, and so I was really, really interested, and then I met the girls last spring, and so I just was automatically drawn into the team, so I definitely really wanted to play for her. I can see her passion.
Tell me about the whole team as a whole, like personality-wise. What's this team's personality? Are you guys silly? Are you taking everything super seriously?
We're definitely a bunch of goofballs, I'd say. We take it seriously when we need to, and we'll focus when we're in practice and stuff like that, but we definitely know how to lay back and relax and have a good time with each other. We've got all kinds of different personalities, but we all bounce off of each other, and it's a lot of fun.
It's a pleasure to welcome 6-time Region 20 champion coach Kate Seagroves to the program. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
It's nice to see you again this year.
Thank you.
Coach, as the most seasoned coach in our department, what is it about you that makes kids want to come back for their sophomore year and play another year before going on to four-year schools?
We try to have a lot of fun. We work hard, we play hard, but if they're not enjoying themselves, there's really no reason to participate. And because we start so early, we start August 1st, these kids are sacrificing a big chunk of their summer. So you've got to keep it fun, or you're not going to get them to play. So
talk to me more about fun. What makes it fun? Because I know one of the things that we talked about was a lot of times kids are burned out when they get to college, or they lose the fun of it.
It's a constant challenge. I mean, we're battling with kids working. We have more kids having to deal with helping out with the family a little bit more. Plus they get nervous if it's their first year of being able to balance everything with school work and then playing. But we try to have, when we travel, we try to make sure we take in the sights of where we're going. We become a family. We have open lines of communication. We throw some games in there. So the biggest thing is trying to make sure everybody gets a little piece of something that they want out of it. And I think we do a pretty good job of doing that.
So let's talk about the student athletes. How is this year's team?
We have a lot of potential. We're very low in numbers, but they're working extremely hard. Obviously, when you have low numbers, you've got to be fit, and I think that's going to help us down the road. If we're in a close game, we're going to be the team that can finish things out. So I actually like this group. They make me laugh. They bring a whole nother level to practice. Don't get me wrong, we definitely have our frustrations, but it's nice to be able to go out there and just appreciate being with them and getting to know them, and everybody's got their own personality, so it's kind of interesting.
Now you have a reputation here in the conference, and I think regionally, of getting your kids ready to play for region competition. What are some of the ingredients? What are some of the factors that contribute to this?
Just getting out there and playing. We definitely scout the other team. We take a look at what we did against them prior to, but it's just a matter of keeping them loose. Fine tuning the little things that we may not have been so strong with. Going our first time playing, But for the most part, it's just kind of polishing everything off and making sure that we're mentally ready and they understand what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go. So at this point, we've got to be fit, we've got to be healthy, mentally, physically, every possible way, and we just try to do that. We just try to get everybody on the same page.
How important is it for the schedule when you schedule for the next year?
Well, we try to schedule extremely tough competition. I think, for one, that's going to make our players better. For the players that want to continue playing at another level, it's not going to do us any good. It's not going to do them any good to play teams that aren't competition. And, unfortunately, there's only so much we can do with the schedule, but if we have some gaps in our schedule, we can schedule outside competition. I'm going to go after people that are hard. We went to New Jersey this year to play two very, very strong teams, and it was a lesson for us because they were very strong. And I think our team had opened their eyes to say, you know what, this is the competition we could possibly see if we make it to the national tournament. And, playing them is only going to make us better if we get there.
Do you think this year's team has the right stuff to win the regions and make a trip to the big dance at Nationals?
Absolutely. That's our expectation every year. Whether that's warranted or not, that's going to be determined. But we go into the season with that goal. And, as the season goes on, we can kind of see, okay, is this a realistic goal? Is it a little far-fetched? But seeing what we're capable of, we're absolutely right there. There's no reason why we can't be that representative from Region 20. And that's our expectation, so hopefully that's us.
So can you tell us a little bit about the Region 20 competition this year?
I think we're all pretty equal. So really it's going to be interesting to see how the seeding goes, but I think whoever we play, whoever shows up that particular day is going to be the team that represents. And I think we're all pretty evenly matched, so it's going to make up for a good tournament and good competition.
Good luck, Coach, rest of the season.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll get that ring.
I would love that.
It's time now for some women's volleyball. Howard takes on CCBC Essex. Let's send it to Gary Williams.
The Dragons enter the match with a 3-3 overall record, looking to defeat the Knights for the second time this season. Howard returns setter Sarah Few and middle hitter Elena Matson from last year's squad. Howard averaged over 7 kills per set a year ago, and Matson led the Dragons with 14 kills in Howard's 3-2 win over Essex earlier this season. CCBC Essex comes in with a 1-5 record. 4 of its losses, however, went all the way to 5 sets. Freshman Ann Benziger led the Knights with 13 kills in the loss to Howard. The Knights' leading hitter has registered 10 or more kills in each of her last 2 matches. It's time for the rematch. Let's go to the Dragons' lair. First set, Essex with a 4-point lead. Knights serving the Dragons. Jess Marquis controls the serve. Sarah Few puts it away on the second contact. Essex is still in front. Few, outside of Trinity Smith, splits the block and makes it a 3-point game. Later in the first set, Knights have a 3-point lead, and Benzinger gets it through. Set point now for the Knights. Dragons concede a free ball. Essex gets into a system. Big swing for Michaela Forbes. Muscles it through the front row. Howard can't handle it. CCBC Essex takes the opening set, 25-21. Knights dominating the second set. They get into their system. Whitney Chappell. Maggie Williams with the clean kill. CCBC Essex storms into the Dragons' lair and takes the first 2 sets. Third set, the pass from Jess Marquis. Finds setter Sarah Few. To Elena Matson, finds the floor, and Dragons tie it up at 15 in the third. CCBC Essex pulled away. Knights are now 2 points away from a sweep. Lindsay Major with the dig. Nicely done. Matson finds an opening. 9-kill night for Elena Matson. Howard's within 2 points. After a CCBC Essex timeout and Howard blocking error, it's now match point for the Knights. Few, Matson. Sabrina Bradford goes to Benziger on the outside, and she delivers a shot through the block. CCBC Essex avenges its loss to Howard in the opener. The Knights sweep the Dragons in Columbia.
Our next guest is in his 4th season as Howard Community College's head women's volleyball coach. Gary Troy joins me now. Welcome, Coach.
Glad to be here.
How's the season going?
It's going well. We've progressed. Originally, we were early in the season. We were like 3-5, and now we're 12-8. Been seeing a big growth in the younger players that have come along into the season that we put into key positions. And our 3 returning players that we have from last year have done a great job leading the freshmen and understanding what they need to do in order to compete at the higher level.
So certainly you had 4 consecutive losses back in September, and then your team's performed much better now.
Yeah.
What's turned it
Well,
around?
it had a little bit to do with scheduling. The way our scheduling was, we had a lot of top teams early, like Hartford, Frederick. We played Potomac State. We went and reached out to them and played. So we played some really high-level teams. We competed well against them, but just not good enough to get over the hump and win the match.
So tell us a little bit about your student athletes this year.
Actually, they're as usual. They're a good group of kids. They get along well. The incoming players have been very willing to learn and to do what it takes, and they have extra practice. They're constantly asking the assistant coaches how they can improve and working there. So I think they've got a great work ethic. They're positive, and we've guided them through a couple stretches where they knew that the teams that they were playing were better than them, but they went out and competed and actually played very well against them. So they were happy. We went up to Potomac State, which they're probably the best team we played this year, and we competed. We went 27-25 in one set, and we competed really well. And the girls at the end of the day actually made that comment. I asked them how they felt, and they thought it was a positive day because not only does Potomac State have a great volleyball team, but this is probably the largest and loudest crowd that we played in front of, and they held their composure, played hard, and thought that they thought that they did a good job. And even talking to the Potomac State coach, she thought that our team played very well against them.
That's gotta help them with their confidence, doesn't it?
Yes, as long as they direct it as to that they played a good team, and what we try to get them to do is we tell them ahead of time where they are in relationship to that team, and whether or not it's going to be a hard match, good match, if it's a weaker team. And then when we play a weaker team, we try to make sure that they play up to their level rather than down to the other team's level.
What is it going to take to put your student athletes in a position to win the regions? Now, you're going to be at Butler this year, so that's
it would be nice if we got a large crowd out there to help them. I truly feel that we have a very good shot at winning region this year. Actually, we have played every team that will be in the tournament. We have beaten every team that's been in the tournament. Now, we beat Montgomery. Montgomery's very good, and we beat Butler. Both of those were in 5 sets, though. So it could be either way. Penn Highlands we beat in 3, but it looks like just because of the way the slotting is going to happen, even though I anticipate that we'll be the #1 seed in the region, we may end up playing Montgomery because of the way that they fare out against Penn Highlands. I think Montgomery is a better team than Penn Highlands, but just because of the way their record fell, and Montgomery doesn't play that many Region 20 D3s. They're like a 1-1 record. Again, they beat Anne Arundel, and then we beat them. So they're like a 1-1. But Montgomery, the Penn Highlands team and Butler have played like 4 or 5 games each between different teams.
So let's say you win it. So what's the next step for you then? You come back to, if you win it, we then host a game here at Howard Community College.
Right.
And they call it the District G. And who would we play?
Either Lorraine or Columbus State. Both of them are predominantly year in and year out very good teams. Lorraine has gone to won District G many times. Columbus State was originally in District G, and then they went D2 for a few years, decided to come back to D3. Last year they won District G, and this year they're having another successful season, so I anticipate that should be a good match between Columbus State and Lorraine.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Follow Howard Community College's fall programs throughout the playoffs. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest highlights and interviews. Thanks for watching, and remember, go Dragons!